Hello everyone with English 100. My name's Tony Marsh, and if we haven't met before, I'm an American English teacher, and I am here today on this Facebook Live broadcast to talk about some tips and advice for how to be a better language learner. Okay, so I assume everyone's learning English. And these tips are going to be tips that you and I can use no matter what language we're learning. So this could be English, French, Spanish, Arabic, Italian. It's strategy, okay? Strategy for becoming a better language learner. So we're going to talk about a few things. Talk about maybe about five pieces of advice. And while we do this, hello for everyone joining us. While we do this, we can be interactive about this. It can be a conversation together. So I see people are beginning to join, and welcome to everyone who's joining. If you have a comment or a question at any point in time, feel free to write your question in here, or your comment, and I can try to respond and we can be interactive, okay? So again, my name's Tony. I do teach English, American English, okay? I speak a little Arabic, so you may hear me, bonjour to who is joining us. So you may hear me at least attempt to speak a little Arabic at some points throughout this broadcast. But again, we are here to talk about tips for better language learning and how to become a better, faster, smarter language learner, okay? So let's get started. The first thing that we're going to talk about, like I said, say 5 tips for language learning. The first one is to think about language learning like a game. And so the reason that I said that language learning is like a game is because, first of all, it should be fun, and it should be a kind of play that we do, and not boring. No, sometimes we're in class and it's boring, it's momil, and that's no good. It should feel like a game or a kind of play. Hello to everyone who is joining. So it's a kind of game, it's a kind of play. Now, language, when we speak language, it is like a game. It's like a game such as tennis, no? So if I ask you a question, like if I say, hi, how are you today? It's like I serve the ball. How are you? Keifa haluka? For you to answer, you are responding. So what we're saying, if anyone's not following, تعلم لغة مثل لعبة. Okay, واللعبة مثل tennis. Okay, so إذا سألت شيئا مثل كيف حالك كيف حالك, it's like serving the ball. وأنت تجيب السؤال, right? And it's a game, لعبة, back and forth, like this. So عندما ندرس لغة يجب أن نفكر في تعلم اللغة مثل لعبة, like a game. Okay. Great questions. Feel free to ask all of your questions, okay? Language learning is a thing that we have to learn through practice, not just study, okay? So there are some things في بعض الأشياء نتعلمها من الدراسة. وفي شغلات تانية نتعلمها من الممارسة, right? So, for example, history, right? التاريخ نتعلم التاريخ من الدراسة, right? And لا استطيع أن أمارس التاريخ, right? Like لا استطيع أن أرجع في الزمن, right? So ندرس التاريخ, right? ندرس mathematics or science, right? But there's other things. في شغلات تانية نتعلمها من الممارسة. And تعلم لغة is a thing that we learn through practice, not just by study, okay? So this is an important thing. If you are going to, I can speak a little Arabic, thank you. Learning language, تعلم لغة شيء لازم نمارس. Not just study, right? We have to practice. It's like playing tennis. مثل نلعب tennis. لازم نمارس اللعبة. We can't just study the game, okay? So the first advice, my friends, the first advice is that language learning, I'm going to type this, is like a game. Language learning is like a game, okay? Something that you have to do and you have to practice in order to learn, all right? So one of the most important things possible is to find people, find friends or a teacher or other students to practice truly speaking the language, right? I'm going to write something. Thank you. I'm going to write something here. And this is going to be a guide. You'll see. So think about this. First, think about a question. Okay? So I'm going to put 1, 2, 3, 4 things and make it like شمال جنوب غرب شرق, like بوصلة. Okay, so this is بوصلة تعلم لغة. Okay, so it's going to go question first. Think about a question in your mind. For example, how are you? What's your name? Where are you from? Any question. If you can think of another question, feel free to type a comment for another question. So, do you speak English? كيف حالك? من أين أنت? ما اسمك? And so on and so forth. Okay. So my point here, again, anyone who's maybe not following, my point here is. Okay, so أنا أريد أن أتعلم إنجليزي ولا أتكلم أي شيء بالإنجليزي مثلا أو عربي, right? أول شيء أفكر في الأسئلة, right? لا أفكر في مفردات كثيرة ولا أتذكر في القواعد ولا أتذكر لا أفكر في كل تلك الأشياء. أفكر أولا في الأسئلة. أريد أن أسأل مثلا كيف حالك؟ من أين أنت؟ ما اسمك؟ وإلى آخره. Okay? So أول شيء أبدأ هكذا. أبدأ ب questions, أسئلة. Okay? I might make a list of questions. Okay? So this is my list. Hi, how are you? What's your name? Where are you from? It's a list of questions, okay? Now, with every question, there's going to be الجواب, right? Answer, okay? So I'm just thinking this. كيف حالك؟ أنا بخير. ما اسمك؟ اسمي توني. Okay. سأتكلم أكثر شيء بالعربي هلا لأنه for everybody to try to understand. Okay. So فكرتي هلا إنه هذا مثل بوصلة. Okay. Like بوصلة تعلم لغة. so شمال جنوب غرب شرق. Okay. السؤال, question. Okay. Answer. سؤال والجواب. Okay. So I'm going to make a list of أسئلة والجواب. أول شيء سأفعله is questions and answers. Okay. Next, I want to think about a verb. So the verb is the فعل, right? And when I think about a verb, I'm going to think about it like this. For example, take the verb I like, right? Like أحب. The verb is the starting point, okay? So I like, for example, I like coffee, or I like tea. So أحب قهوة, أحب شاي, أحب icy. Okay, so the verb الفعل is like the بذرة, no, like the بذرة, and the vocabulary المفردات is like الفروع. Okay, so the verb فعل مثل البذرة والمفردات مثل الفروع. Okay, so my conversation is going to be questions, answers, questions, answers. هل تحب القهوة؟ هل تحب شاي؟ وإلى آخره, right? Questions and answers. And then to have the conversation, I'm working with the verb and vocabulary. Vocabulary is mufradat. Okay, so questions and answers, verb and vocabulary. Okay, so we can make a conversation using a verb, like I like XYZ. Question, do you like? Do you like XYZ, right? So we're making a conversation out of the verb and the vocabulary. أهم شيء. Think about your question, your answer, your verb, and your vocabulary. هذه like بوصلة تعلم اللغة. It's very important, okay? Again, welcome to everyone who has just joined. My name is Tony Marsh. We're talking about some ideas about language learning. We offer classes through English 100. There's an English course with me. We also have an app called Video, and a variety of offerings, courses. Thank you for listening. If you have any comments or questions, feel free to leave a comment or ask a question here in the chat, and we can talk. Okay, so we're here today to talk about 5 tips for language learning. The first tip is to think of language learning like a game. Okay, it's like a game of tennis. No, back and forth, questions and answers. And it's something that you have to practice in order to learn. We can't just study language and just memorize vocabulary and memorize words. It's something that you have to practice. Hello, Yusuf. Hello to everyone that's joining us, okay? So as a way to think about things, I'm saying think about it like questions and answers, questions and answers, and then the verb and the vocabulary, okay? So language learning is like a game. Listen, verbs are seeds. Verbs, how do I say verbs? Afal, right? Is that right? Verbs, al-afal, okay? So al-afal, مثل البذرة, okay? So نريد أن نزرع البذرة. والبذرة is the verb, no? So أنا أتكلم عربي قليلا وعندما كنت أتعلم عربي بدأت أتعلم الأفعال. مثلا أريد أن كذا كذا, right? أحب أن كذا كذا كذا. أنا ذهبت إلى كذا كذا كذا. وكل مرة تعلمت فعل verb, I was able to have more and more conversation, right? Because I could say مثلا, oh, I like coffee. I like tea. I like to study language, for example. Do you like to study? Do you like coffee, right? We make a conversation out of the verb, okay? Tip number 3. Let's talk about listening and imitating, okay? Listening is al-istima', and imitating is at-taqlid. So when we're having our conversation, Mohammed, that is a great question. I'm going to talk about memorization, memorizing words very soon. And yes, during this course that we have together, guys, there is going to be a ton of practice, conversation practice, as well as strategies for memorizing words and everything like that. So yes, that is a very good question. Let me say it like this. We have one of these, okay? There is speaking, and there is listening, right? التكلم and الاستماع, okay? So we've been talking about التكلم so far, right? Ways to think, to form your sentences, talking about الفعل مثل البذرة والمفردات مثل الفروع والconversation مثل شجرة, everything like that, okay? That's speaking, that's التكلم, okay? الآن أريد أن أتكلم عن الاستماع وكيف نستطيع أن نفهم other person, الشخص الآخر عندما نستمع. Good question, thank you. Okay? So when I'm listening to someone speak, عندما أستمع إلى حد يتكلم بالعربي مثلا, right? أنا لا أفهم كل شيء, ولكن that's okay, because when we listen to another person speak, it's not necessary, مو ضروري أن نفهم كل كلمة. أحيانا نعتقد أن يجب أن أفهم كل كلمة, ولكن بالعربي, يعني في native language, right? Like our first language, لا نستطيع إلى كل كلمة, right? مو ضروري أن أفهم أن أسمع كل كلمة, right? I just need the main الفكرة الرئيس the main point, the main idea, okay? So when you listen to me now speaking English, you can practice guessing. How do we say guessing? Guessing. Takhmin, a takhmin. You want to practice a takhmin. Like, what is Tony saying, right? Or maybe watching a film. Someone mentioned a film. Asma mentioning watching movies. No mushahadat al-aflam. Practice guessing what the person is saying. Do you understand? We don't need every single word. مو ضروري أن أفهم كل كلمة. I just need to do تخمين الفكرة. Okay? When a person is speaking quickly, no, شخص يتكلم بسرعة, that's okay. They're speaking quickly, but you don't have to listen quickly. You can just you can practice just listening for the words that you do understand. Okay, so the person is speak quickly. Good, thank you. So again, talking about speaking and listening and how they are related. Okay? Practice listening just for the words that you do understand. And you don't have to listen for every single word. So you can practice that. Now, someone asked about movies, watching movies or TV shows in English. This is excellent listening practice, okay? So when you watch a movie or watch a show in English, you can practice imitation, okay? Imitation is what? It's a taqlid, right? You want to practice imitating, okay? Because when you listen, the listening is going to go back into your speaking, right? أنا, right? So أنا عندما أستمع إلى شخص يتكلم عربي وأنا أتعلم عربي. أنا طالب في اللغة العربية. So أنا أستمع إلى حد يتكلم عربي. أنا أحاول أن أقلد اللي الذي أسمع, right? وعندما أقلد هذا يحسن التكلم. You see? So listening, imitating makes your speaking better, okay? When you hear someone speak English, try to imitate even their personality. Okay, so if you watch a movie and you see the actor الممثل or الممثلة في فيلم أو في مسلسل, try to imitate their words, imitate the way they speak, the way they think, and even imitate their personality. شخصيتهم, like try to imitate even the personality, the sounds, the music of the language. And when you listen to English a lot, the sound of the language, صوت اللغة, is going to get stuck in your head the way that music gets stuck in your head. You know how the samata, or if you listen to music, this song, it gets stuck in your head. You're like, the language will get stuck in your head too. So listening, Nelly, listening, imitating makes you speak better. Yes, exactly. Listening makes you speak better. Listening makes you speak better. And by the way, when you speak better, it makes it easier to listen, right? So it goes back and forth. Your speaking becomes better. So التكلم يتحسن وعندما التكلم يتحسن استطيع أن أستمع بشكل أحسن وعندما استطيع أن أستمع بشكل أحسن استطيع أن أتكلم بشكل أحسن, right? So both things create each other. The most important thing about listening and imitating, listen for words that you understand and words that you don't understand. كلمات لا تفهمها. Just let them go. Thank you for that question. Can I make a course, English course with conversation? We are offering a course. This is a very good question. We are offering courses. I am a teacher, and Mrs. Reem is going to be teaching courses as well. And everybody who's watching today and watching me right now is welcome to join us for our English courses. Send a message. You can send a message directly to English 100, and we will talk to you about everything you need to know for signing up for the class and everything like that. So yes, that is a very good question. Thank you for that. And when is the course? How much does it cost and everything? When is it available? Send us a message, okay? And you can send a message right now and we've got people that will give you the information, everyone, about everything you need to know about the class, okay? There's also an app that we have called Video, and you can download this app. By the way, the Video app uses films and scenes from films for you to practice your listening and your understanding, okay? 5 tips, نصائح, for learning language, okay? It's like a game, everyone. It's like a game that you play. Conversation is like a game that you have to practice. Not just study, but also practice, okay? To contact us, just send a direct message. You can send us a direct message, okay? So language is like a game. Our verbs, الأفعال, help us create conversation. Listening and imitating makes your speaking better, everyone. Listening makes your speaking better, and your speaking makes your listening better. No? So they're both related like that. Let's talk about thing 4, everyone. How about remembering words and studying vocabulary, everyone? Vocabulary is mufradat. So how can we remember new words? كلمات جديدة, مفردات جديدة. Remembering these words, right? There you go. My advice to you on studying, learning, and remembering new vocabulary, it's to use it in context, okay? Now, I looked up context is siyaq al-kalam, right? Siyaq al-kalam, a context, okay? So, for example, if I want to learn a new word, like I don't know, qahwa wa shai or something like that. Okay, I'm not gonna just think, okay, so qahwa yani coffee, coffee yani qahwa, shai yani tea, tea yani shai, like that. I'm not gonna do that. What I'm going to do with new words, memorizing vocabulary, use it in context. Use new words in context. Context, I think it's siyaq al-kalam, I think. Okay, so use it to express tabir fikra. Use it to express a thought. Okay? So, again, for example, if the new word is qahwa, it's coffee, مثلا, right? I'm going to use it. سأستخدم الكلمة. Like, coffee is my favorite drink. I like coffee, or I love coffee, or I don't like coffee. Do you drink coffee? I drink tea. No, I drink coffee. Do you drink coffee? You see, we make a communication, everyone, right? Tawasul, we make communication out of the words, okay? So I'm not just studying a list of words like kalima, 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 ولكن استخدم الكلمات استخدم الكلمات لتعبير أفكار. That's the main thing, okay? I might make I'll use my notebook, daftari, and I will express my thoughts in the notebook. For example, اليوم فعلت كذا واليوم أنا فعلت كذا والآن أنا عم بعمل هيك وبعدين راح أعمل هيك وإلى آخره, right? Main point, everyone, is we're using the language to express thoughts. It's not enough just to memorize. It's about expression. Tabir, afkar. That's the most important thing, okay? It's important for me to learn verbs and vocabulary, right? I can create conversations using verbs مثل البذرة ومفردات مثل الفروع, right? And creating a conversation, right? But the most important thing is I'm using the language to express thoughts, okay? Everyone, this is my advice for memorizing new words. Not just memorizing and not just studying, but using the language to express thoughts. And then you'll remember it, okay? So using language to express thoughts. Very, very important, okay? If you have any comments or questions, please feel free to leave a comment or ask a question or just say hello. It is a huge pleasure for me to see everyone joining us today. And if you just joined us again, my name is Tony. I'm an American English teacher with English 100 and NeuroNet. We have the Vilio app that you should get, or just sign up for a course with me or with Reem, because we're beginning our English courses right now. Point 5, everyone, talking about thinking in English. This is an important thing. Often when we're learning a new language, we sometimes think, so I think in English, right? So أحاول أن أتكلم عربي ولكن أفكر في إنجليزي وأحاول أن أترجم الذي أفكر بالإنجليزي. But really, I should be thinking in Arabic, hello, hello. Thank you for joining us. Thank you. Talking about thinking, what التفكير بإنجليزي. So yeah, the idea thinking in the language that we're speaking, and again, everyone, this takes practice, right? It takes a tadrib, or it takes al mumarasa to practice thinking in English when you are speaking English. Reem, seriously good question. I will get to that. Difference between pronunciation and accent. Very good question, Reem. Thank you very much. I will answer that right now. So thinking in the language, everyone, and I just want to say it takes practice. It takes practice. Just like everything in language learning takes practice. Thinking in English takes practice. So when you're speaking English, try to think about the words that you have in English and choose those words to express your thought, everyone. Not like, okay, so ufakir, kaifa ufakir, like I think in Arabic, right? And then سأحاول أن أترجم. Try to think about the words that you have in English and then choose from those words to express your thought, everyone, okay? Thank you for all of your questions, your comments, and just for being here today. We had a question from Reem. Is there a difference between pronunciation, which is lafaz, and accent, which is likna? Correct me if I'm wrong. Pronunciation and accent, everyone. Let's add this to the list of topics today, okay? Listen, pronunciation is a mechanical thing, okay? So pronunciation is the difference between saying the and za, for example, okay? So if I say, you know, this or this, z, like the house, or something like that. That's pronunciation. Pronunciation is physical changes, physical differences in the mouth, in terms of how you say words, okay? How do you improve your pronunciation? Best way to improve your pronunciation is by listening. Remember how we said that your listening makes your speaking better, no? Because you listen, hello, you listen and you imitate. So al-istima' wal-taqlid, okay? So I hear someone say, oh, this is very good. This is very good. This is very good. This is very good. Okay, so I'm practicing my pronunciation. Hello, princess. I want you to learn with me. Pronunciation is something that you can improve by listening, okay? So, استطيع أن أحسن لفظ بالعربي. أنا right أنا طالب في اللغة العربية. So أنا استطيع أن أتحسن لفظ listening and imitating to other people, okay? Now, the accent is a little different. Your accent is a little different because people from United States, America, and people from England, people from Masr, Lebanon, you know, the accent is different. And so your accent is related to your, it's actually related to your personality, al-shakhsiyya, okay? So when you watch a movie in English or watch a show in English, you want to do listening and imitation, right? Istima' wa taqlid. And when you're doing the taqlid, imitate even the personality of the person, the way they okay? This is your accent, okay? People that speak with one accent or with another accent, there's something about uh there's something. Ahmed, what's your question, please? Can you ask me your question again, please? Thank you. Okay, so just to wrap that up on pronunciation and accent, okay? Uh, your pronunciation is how you say words. Pronunciation is how you say words. Your accent is the way you think. It's your personality. It's the way that you sound overall, okay? And all of these things can be learned through practice and through listening and imitating, okay? A lot of good questions here, everyone. Thank you for asking these questions. If I missed a question of yours, please ask it again. I might not see everything as I'm here trying to talk. Documents about the topic. I have a PDF that you can get. You can send me a message. Actually, if you want, I have a PDF, Ahmed, that I can share with you. Also, English 100 has a ton of resources. We've got courses. We've got an app from the App Store called Video, and a variety of courses that we are offering. And I'm here to take your comments and take any questions you may have. If you've just joined us, we're talking about tips for learning English. Okay, so far we've talked about languages like a game that you practice. It's like a game that you play. Verbs are like the seeds of the conversation, like the bidra, and it creates conversation. We've talked about listening and imitating, al-istima' wal-taqlid, and how you imitate, and as your speaking gets better, your listening gets better, and as your listening gets better, your speaking gets better. How to remember words and memorize words, using them to express thought, and then finally thinking in English, okay? So language is a game. Verbs are seeds. Listen and imitate. Use words in context, and then think in English. This is that's the review, the summary of what we've talked about so far. Yes, there's PDFs. You can send me a message, and you can send English 100 a message. We are standing by to take your comments and to take your questions and provide information about our courses and our app and everything like that. So feel free to reach out to us at any point in time. This is a great question from Mohammed. How can I catch words? Very good questions. Very good questions. How can I catch words from someone who speaks very fast? That is a very good question. If someone is speaking fast, then what you have to do is relax. No, let them talk, and then you try to guess. Try to guess. Guess is what is guess again? Takhmin. Yeah, takhmin. Guess what they're saying. We don't need to hear every word. Okay, we don't need to listen to every single word. We just need the most important words. Do you understand? I'm in the same situation as you. أنا طالب في اللغة العربية وأنا في نفس situation as you. So أنا أستمع إلى حدا يتكلم عربي ولا أفهم كل شيء. So شو لازم أعمل؟ لازم أسمع, I should listen to the most important words. أهم كلمات. لا أستطيع أن أفهم كل كلمة. فإذا كانت هناك كلمة لا أفهمها, just let it go. Just let it pass. And then listen for the most important words. Then try to guess what they're saying. You see what I'm saying? Then they can speak quickly. And it's okay because I'm just listening for the most important words. So listen for the most important words. Then guess. All right. How can I fix, or what happens if I get nervous? Great question from Noor. Thank you. What if I get nervous? Everybody gets nervous. I get nervous. Everybody gets nervous. So how do you get better at not getting nervous? It takes practice. Everything takes practice. Practice is the most important thing. Not just study, right? We think that we can study a language. نستطيع أن ندرس لغة وسأتعلم كل شيء. That's not true. We need to practice, no? Because إذا كنت في صف وأدرس أول مرة أنا في الشارع مثلا وأريد أن أتكلم لغة جديدة, I'm gonna feel nervous, right? Because لم أدرس ذلك, right? There's no way to study how to not be nervous. It takes practice. It takes experience, okay? Is it possible to start speaking English even if my grammar is not really good? Yes, of course. We can begin speaking a language. When we were children, we spoke our language without knowing grammar, right? So again, it's not all about studying grammar. It's not all about studying. It's about practice. And we can create conversations, begin having conversation in a new language without necessarily studying. It's all about practice, okay? These are excellent questions, everyone. Another excellent question, Reem, thank you. How can I improve my speaking if I don't have anyone to talk to? That is an interesting question. Well, I think the most important thing in practice, it's expressing thoughts, right? We've talked about this, tabir afkar, right? So if I don't have someone here to express thoughts with, at the very least, ala al-aqal, I can express thoughts in writing, no? So what I might have is a list of questions, okay? And my list of asila, questions, is like, okay, كيف حالك? شو عم تعمل? Right? وكل مرة عم بعمل شيء different, مختلف, right? So it's like شو عم تعمل? Oh, عم بعمل live. Or like عم درس عربي, English, or something like that, right? So I'm going to answer my own questions. I have a list of questions, and every day or in any given moment, I can look at that list of questions and go, okay, شو راح تعمل بعدين? بعدين راح روح على المسبح, or something like that, you know? And it makes me have to think. It makes me have to express thoughts. everyone. So if you don't have someone to speak with, على الأقل تستطيع أن تعبر أفكار لحالك in writing, everyone. A question from Gilan. Hello, Gilan. Do you think that by reaching level 6 with SpeakNet courses, we're ready to start the speaking section for the IELTS test? I think absolutely, Gilan, that's a great question. And our courses through NeuroNet are going to bring everyone up to a conversational level, a level of fluency that will allow you to take on more advanced grammar, IELTS style speaking tests, and everything like that. So yes, I highly recommend, of course, taking our courses, levels 1 through 6. Yeah, we will bring you up to conversational, fluent level in English, and it will definitely help. People are asking about a PDF. We have a PDF for you. Feel free to send a message, and we will provide you with a PDF. Okay. Thank you everyone for joining. I'm happy to stick around for longer here and talk a little bit more about learning English, about language learning, some different ideas for language learning. And yeah, the main thing, everyone, we've basically just been talking about the importance of practice and the importance of expressing thoughts. Привет. The importance of expressing thoughts. You are welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Yeah, so the importance of practice and the importance of expressing thoughts in the language. It's not just studying. It's not just mufradat wa قواعد. It's the whole thing. Speaking and listening together, expressing thoughts, and this takes practice, everyone. Okay, that's the main point. We have a few more minutes. We're gonna make this 1 hour. Okay, so we got 7 minutes here. You are welcome. Thank you for joining us. Thank you. Any other comments or questions from anyone? I'd be happy. That's a good question. Thank you, Reem. I feel ashamed if I make a mistake. That's a good question. Let's talk about this real quick. Everybody makes mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes, right? So we shouldn't feel ashamed or feel bad if we make a mistake, right? Because everybody makes mistakes, right? English isn't my first language, or Arabic isn't my first language, right? اللغة العربية ليست هي لغتي الأولى. فطبعا I'm going to make mistakes, many mistakes in Arabic, of course, right? It's not my language, so it's okay, no? If English isn't your first language, then it's okay. You can make mistakes. Anyway, when you make a mistake, you improve because of that, right? So making mistakes is good, no? Because we learn from our mistakes. Thank you for the flowers. You're welcome. Thank you. Just learn from your mistakes, okay? It's something positive. A few more questions here at the end. Thank you for these questions. I think that thinking in a language requires knowing many words. That's true. But we don't need that many words. actually. You don't need that many words. I don't need thousands and thousands and thousands of words. Why? Because I can think simply. All right? For Arabic with me, right? لا استطيع أن أتكلم عن a lot of things. بس إذا بفكر بشكل بسيط, think simply. Then I don't need many words. So think simply. Think simply. You understand my Arabic. Thank God. Thank you, Kamis, for telling me that. I hope so. All right. You all are great. Shireen, everybody here is really awesome. Thank you for joining. Thank you for your questions. Thank you for your comments. Again, my name is Tony. It's Tony Marsh, and I'm an American English teacher here with English 100. Reem is an excellent teacher, and the two of us, we're both giving courses, everyone. The details for these courses are available to you. You just send us a message. Thank you. Direct message, DM for info. Direct message us for information, everyone, about our courses. English conversation courses with me, English classes and courses, I think beginner courses with Mrs. Reem. We've got the app. And the app is going to help you with your listening and your understanding. And yeah, just send us a message. Here at the end, I would take any last minute question. If not, we'll just, we can wrap it up here. It's been a great pleasure, and I think we'll do a live broadcast maybe once a week, or we'll see. But thank you all so much for joining today. It's been a huge pleasure to be able to talk about about language learning tips, and even me try to speak the little Arabic that I speak and everything like that. And I hope this has helped everyone very much. Thank you for your time. Thank you for joining. And we will see you all next time. Take care.